What if the person everyone thought was crazy turned out to be the one who changed everything? This is the story of a college dropout who saw beauty in machines, poetry in pixels, and simplicity in chaos. He was fired from his own company, humiliated, and counted out, yet came back to redefine technology, creativity, and the very way we live. This is the real story of Steve Jobs, the man who stayed hungry, stayed foolish, and changed the world. Steve Jobs was born in 1955 and adopted soon after. From an early age, he was restless, curious, rebellious, and constantly questioning the rules. In high school, he met Steve Wozniak, a kindred spirit in electronics and imagination. Together, in a tiny garage in California, they built what would become Apple Computer. Jobs wasn't an engineer. He was something rarer, a visionary who could see the soul inside circuits. He believed computers weren't just for nerds. They were tools for the dreamers, the artists, the crazy ones. In 1976, with almost no money, he and Wozniak built the first Apple computer. Within a few years, Apple went from a garage project to a company worth millions. But the higher Jobs rose, the more intense his obsession became. By 1985, Apple had grown, but so had the conflicts. Jobs' perfectionism clashed with his team and the board. He was brilliant but difficult, demanding impossible standards from everyone, including himself. Then came the unthinkable. Steve Jobs was fired from Apple, the company he built. Imagine building your dream only to be told you're no longer part of it. Jobs later said, "Getting fired from Apple was the best thing that could have ever happened to me, because it forced him to reinvent himself." After Apple, Jobs founded Next, a company ahead of its time. Powerful computers for education and business. The world wasn't ready for it, but one day, Apple would be. He also bought a small animation studio from George Lucas. That studio? Pixar. Jobs believed stories could be told differently, with technology and heart. Under his leadership, Pixar created Toy Story, the world's first fully computer-animated movie, and it changed animation forever. Even when he wasn't at Apple, Steve Jobs never stopped innovating. He never stopped believing that technology could serve the human spirit. In 1997, Apple was struggling, almost bankrupt. Then, history came full circle. Apple bought Next, and Steve Jobs returned home. He walked back into the company he once founded, not as a rebel this time, but as a master. Within a few years, he introduced a line of products that transformed everything: the iMac, iPod, iPhone, and iPad. Each launch wasn't just about a gadget, it was a performance, a revolution in design and emotion. Jobs turned technology into art, and the world followed. In 2005, at Stanford University, Steve Jobs gave one of the most powerful speeches ever made. He ended it with 4 words that defined his life: stay hungry, stay foolish. It wasn't just advice, it was a manifesto. Stay hungry meant never settle, no matter how successful you become. Stay foolish meant keep taking risks, keep seeing the world differently, keep dreaming beyond logic. Steve Jobs passed away in 2011, but his influence remains in every screen we touch, every song we stream, every photo we take. He proved that innovation isn't about machines, it's about humanity. His legacy isn't just Apple, it's the courage to think differently. Steve Jobs' story is not about technology, it's about belief, in vision, in persistence, in the power of dreams. He once said, "The people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do." So if you ever feel foolish for dreaming too big, remember, so was Steve Jobs. And look what happened when he refused to stop.